Hi, my name is Adam Durham, and this is my In the Bag. First up, distance drivers. Most overstable to most understable, I'll go Quasar from Millennium. It's really overstable. It only lets me get around 440 feet usually. I'll throw it in a lot of windy conditions and anything I just need to brake left hard. Then I have two Halo destroyers. This one's the newest one in the bag. It's the Calvin Heimberg 2021 version. It's not too stable, has some glide to it, but does dump really hard at the end, so I like that. This one's been in the bag for around 2 years now, and it's still holding its stability and has a ton of glide. So I use this one for forehand and backhand. I bag one Nathan Queen Wraith. This stamp in this color only because I got an ace with it one time. So I use this one for a lot of flip up forehands or big turnover backhands that just go a long way. Love the Wraith mold. Bag one Millennium Scorpius, or Scorp, how I like to call it. This one's fresh to the bag. Thank you to Daniel Brubaker for this one. It's pretty stable. I love it. It just flips up. It's super consistent. Goes straight for a long way and then finishes left at the end. I'm gonna use it for forehand and backhand. And then my farthest flying disc right now is a Star Destroyer, the Ricky Wasaki 2-time. Bought this one not too long ago, probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and it just has a ton of glide to it. You can throw it over 500 feet consistently, so that one's gonna stay in the bag for a while. Now for my fairway drivers, I started out with an Orion LF by Millennium Discs. This is probably my favorite fairway driver I've thrown. It's super useful in the woods, forehand and backhand, super straight for a very long way. Holes up to 450 feet in the woods I've thrown this on. It's almost a distance driver in my book, so I'll keep that one in the bag for a long time. And then my workhorses, all the Firebird molds, super stable discs. Starting with the most stable, Color Glow Firebird from 2017 with the Tar Heel Open stamp on it. This I'll forehand, backhand, roller, anything, as well as both of these. You'll see me throw this on just about every forehand shot in the Open. I just know exactly where it's going to land. I use these two for a lot of distance control. It's a Calvin Heimberg Draco and a Discmania FD3. The Draco's more stable and skips a little bit better, so I'll use that in the low ceiling shots and things like that. And the FD3, I'll throw a lot over water just because it has a little bit more glide and a lot of dump at the end. I then have two Discmania FDs. Some of my favorite woods fairways I've ever thrown. This one here, the S-Line FD, the white one, it's been in my bag for over 2 years. It's starting to turn a lot more, and it's super useful because I can just pound it on hyzer and let it flip up and go turn all the way to the right and get a full flight out of it every time. This is the brand new FD. It's the Italian plastic. A lot more stable, but I can get a lot of glide out of it, a lot of forward push before it lands, and it's super useful in the tight wooden shots. Brand new to the bag, not new for the T-Bro 3, but this disc in particular. It's Champion T-Bro 3 with Ricky Wasaki 2-time. This disc is very predictable. It flips up straight, barely moves when it does, and then fades just a slight bit at the end. A lot of straight shots that I just need a little bit of finish on, or even just flip up forehands. I'll use this one a lot. And then probably the most versatile disc in my bag is the flippiest disc in my bag, the Dynamic Disc Maverick. I randomly picked one of these up probably about a year ago, and it hasn't left my bag since. I'll use it for tomahawks, stummers, sidearms, backhands, rollers. I've saved more strokes with this disc than any other disc in my bag. Super flippy, super fun to throw. Next up, my approach discs. I have two older zones in my bag. I only throw zones with this stamp, and they feel pretty much exactly like these two do. This one, if you've ever played with me, you've definitely seen this come out of my bag. I'll throw it for very straight up shots and tee shots. It's been super seasoned. It's probably been in my bag for 4 years. This is the fresh version of that one. It's pretty stable for my arm, and I like it for just high dump shots, for approaches to just stick on the green really hard. I now have mid-ranges. I only bag 5 mid-ranges. They vary a lot in my bag, just depending on which course I'm playing. But I started out with the most popular mold in my bag, and it's probably the most popular mold in my bag for the last 4 years, the MD4. And the newest one is actually not an MD4, but it's an MD4 mold, the Quantum Solstice by Millennium Discs. It's brand new to the bag, but I needed something stable, and this fit that slot. This used to be my stable MD4. It's a Metal Flake MD4 with the cross swords. I can forehand, backhand this one just as good as any other disc in my bag. And then this Glow MD4 has been a workhorse for me in tight situations. I can forehand it backhand it, and it flips right up and just glides down really tight fairways. Love all my MD4s. Hope they never leave the bag. Next up is my MD, Discmania MD. Super straight flying disc, doesn't really fade too much left or right no matter how much angle I put on it. I can make it fly 270 or 330, has a lot of glide, just no real fade to it, so it's really useful. And then my workhorse in my mid-range collection is the Millennium Disc Aurora. I have a lot of these, but I only bag one because this one's been in the bag for over a year now, and I just know the angle control on this one better than any disc in my bag for sure. I throw it as a putter, a mid-range, and sometimes even a fairway if I really want to push it out there. Love this disc. Then for my throwing putters, I only have 3 in the bag. I feel like that's a light number for throwing putters, especially in North Carolina, but I don't throw putters too often. So I'll start out with the most stable. It's the Streamline Disc Stabilizer. I started throwing these a year ago. They've been in and out of the bag, but right now I'm bagging this one. It doesn't really have much glide. It's super good for distance control, and it's a laser beam in the woods, so I have to have it. Next up, pretty neutral throwing putter, just stable. S-Line P3X by Discmania. I use them for forehand and backhand, and it's probably my favorite approach disc. Any green eye approach on par 4s, par 5s, and sometimes even the shorter par 3s. This is coming out of the bag, and it's just super predictable because I've had it in the bag so long. You can see the scars on the disc of how many things I've hit with it, but this disc is a workhorse. And then the most unique disc in my bag is probably this Page Pierce Fierce. I don't really throw too many straight putters, especially a little bit deeper like these, but this one has a ton of glide and works as a mid-range, almost how far it goes. It's super fast flying, doesn't really fade left or right, kind of like the MD, and it's really good if I just want to put low speed on a disc and watch it go right to the pin. Finally, the workhorses in my bag, best 2 discs in my bag, the Dynamic Disc Deputies. I started playing with Deputies about a year ago, just over a year ago, and I haven't looked back since. These are fresh to the bag though, because I did need some a little bit more stable because Deputies are flippy in the first place. So these are fresh, but they're matching. I have to have them matching. I'm OCD like that. But I love these. I spin putts, so they go really, really straight and just a little bit of fade at the end. They're super useful for wooded putts as well because I can put them on a lot of Anheuser in their hold. And then I use the Grip AX4 for my bag. I've had this one for about 2 years. It's super comfortable on the back, holds a ton of stuff in the storage. You can tell 1 towel, 2 towels, 3 towels, 4 towels. If you ever play in the rain, you can't have enough towels. So I keep a lot of towels in the bag. Also, my Bushnell rangefinder, gotta dial them in. I have 2 water holders in here in the back, or cup holders, whatever you want to call them. My Underground Disc Mini in the side pocket. I'm not even sure what's on this side. Oh, my wallet. That's about it. They have so much storage that you only use 1 pocket and have another one empty. So, but yeah, that's my in the bag. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, comment down below. See you guys next time. Do it.